An Amarillo man will spend life behind bars for the murder of a 5-year-old girl in Vernon. KAMR NBC4's Jessica Janner spoke to the grandmother of that little girl today, who says she's relieved a guilty verdict has come down. Sports drinks, energy drinks, and water. Which one should young athletes be rehydrating with? The answer may or may not surprise you.
When you have little kids, you don't plate. You just throw it. You just throw it on their high chair and hope that they eat it, you know?
This fire started about 2 o'clock this afternoon. Again, it's headed south-southeast. That's toward the Amarillo area.
Usually we're telling people to bring their sunscreen, to bring some extra water, but I'm thinking that this time you don't need those things.
The White House released more details about the raid on Osama bin Laden's compound. There are still a lot of questions about how he hid in plain sight amongst Pakistani officials.
The theme this year is Hopewood, kind of like Hollywood, and it is like Hollywood here tonight. 23 are running, but 21 agreed to be in the forum, and 7 journalists and live TV.
Although not many people agree on how or when or even if the UN will be reformed, there is an underlying hope that it will.
Are you going to be out there boot scooting?
Oh, you bet.
Yourself?
Yeah, we're going to be playing music. Yeah.
I just wanted to throw in boot scooting.
Well, that's a good cowboy term. Yeah.
John, I'm tired of talking about rain. I'm not going to talk about it anymore. We're not going to rehash the fact that we're very dry and we need rain. We're just going to cut to the chase and say, hey, it's a good weekend. It's nice.
Welcome to Studio 4, everyone. No need to adjust your TVs or check your watches. It is indeed 4 o'clock, and you are watching Studio 4. It seems Andy and Megan have taken vacations and left us to do what we wish with Studio 4, so this should be fun.
And that's all from the radiation.
This is a hand that could have been lost, and a boy that could have given up.
When I asked Lowell what he thought about all of that, and his answer was, I think I have to do what I have to do.
What he had to do were all of the horrible things cancer patients must do to survive.
It was hard.
How did it make you feel?
Terrible.
You see, Lowell Dixon was just a regular 10-year-old riding his bike near his house when he fell and hurt his hand. His parents didn't think much of it until it happened again.
I tripped at school and it hit the black thing surrounding the playground and it hurt really bad.
Underneath that bump was a bigger bump, one that Lowell couldn't really understand: cancer.
Lowell laid on a bed like this to receive weeks of radiation treatment. It was a huge risk. In truth, he had about a 50-50 shot at survival.
It was, harder to tell the other kids. And just the impact of what it meant, because, for some reason you can hear about other diseases and other diagnoses, and it doesn't have the fear factor, I don't think, like cancer does, because that's just an unknown world.
Now, Lowell's world is filled with normal kid stuff. Playing games with his brother and sister. And yes, riding his bike.
You just pull together as a family and go on and understand that no matter what, that's what you are. You're a family.
This is a hand that could have been lost, and a boy that didn't give up. Backpack? Check. Kids in the car? Check. Kids dropped off successfully at Mother's Day out?
Hey, Lila, I'll be back right after your nap, okay?
Not so much.
Hey, go to Miss Judy.
So what did I do wrong?
You didn't have to rush quite as much.
Okay.
But give her a little bit love, secure, but then just let her know, look at Mommy, Mommy will be back, and then maybe help guide her into an activity as well.
How do I get over feeling guilty? Like, just watching your daughter cry like that is hard.
And that's very normal. Parents feel guilty, knowing that usually by the time they get out the door, the crying has stopped. But we always welcome parents to call back or to come back without letting the child see them, because then they have to go through that trauma again.
So here are some easy steps. Make it short, but not so short that you don't take time to reassure and guide your child in the room, talking about the activity the other kids are doing.
A quick goodbye is better for the child. That doesn't linger on too long.
I love you too. Have a good day. I'll be back right after your nap, okay? And the big key, tell them exactly when you'll be back. Bye-bye.
And now it's only been a few minutes and we don't hear any crying, so
right.
I think
it's
she's
already
all right.
well and good.
NBC4 News at 10 starts now.
Another exclusive story tonight about 29-year-old Gabriel Armendariz. Thanks for joining us.
Armendariz is the man facing capital murder charge. Asked him to do it.
2 people are behind bars and police are still looking for 2 other suspects in connection with this weekend's murder in Castro County. 32-year-old Ricky April Garcia was arrested Saturday in Hereford for an unrelated charge. During interviews, she admitted to her involvement in the kidnapping and shooting of the victim. Police say Garcia and 3 others, Herman Nanez Jr., Eduardo Navarrete, and Kevin Nanez, kidnapped Martin Hernandez in Hereford and drove him to a home in Castro County. Police say the 4 broke into the home where they shot Hernandez and left him to die. If you know where Navarrete and Kevin Nanez are, call police. It's one of the toughest things to go through for anyone, a spouse's funeral. But one woman says grieving her husband was so much harder because of a botched job by the mortuary. She's been looking for answers since he died and hopes an attorney may finally be able to help. KAMR NBC4's Jordan Lucero talked with her today.
We visited his grave. KAMR NBC4 News.
Orford Walker Mortuary had no comment. Attorney Dean Boyd says they still haven't demanded any money from the mortuary. An update now on a story we've been following since April. As we exclusively reported last night, 28-year-old Gabriel Armendariz of Amarillo admits on tape that he killed his 2 kids. Now the Texas Rangers have subpoenaed our reporter and the raw interview. Armendariz is accused of hanging his 2 small children and of then sending the pictures to their mother. And now a twist. He says she asked him to do it. And then he confesses to the crime, all while cameras are rolling. KAMR NBC4's Jessica Janner has details. A warning, this may be disturbing to some.
Behind a glass window and facing Capitol.